and welcome back to Desert DIY. If you are new here, my name is Corey. Today I'm going to be experimenting with some metallic paint on this mirror. This is the original finish, and although it looks really good in these pictures, it is actually more like a dollar store finish. It is like a picture of a metal finish. So I am going to be using this pewter colored Deco Art Metallics paint that I got off of Amazon, and I will link it in my Amazon store down below. And here you can see the name of the color, pewter. And I'm just going to play around with this metallic paint and see what it can do. So as you see up close, it is very metallic. Of course, it has a lot of the flake in it. And I just wanted to see what it would look like if I put it directly on here without putting any paint underneath. So up close you can see it's quite see-through, and that just showed me that it needs to have a primer underneath, and usually you would use a black primer under a metallic that is either gold or silver, but I'm going to be using this gray color, and just like I said earlier, I'm just experimenting. My husband and I have been working on a dining chair set project for a very long time, and it has been a really frustrating project. We have literally had to take apart every single seat and re-glue it and put it back together. So I just needed to do something else to be creative while that project is still getting done daily. It's just one of those things where I don't look forward to working on it anymore just because it's taking so long. Here is what those chairs look like after we put them back together. And they are such a pain in the butt, but I do know that in the end they will look nice. And I also picked up some more metallic paints that I want to try soon, and here they are right here. There is a gold leaf, and then I got a silvery pearlescent color. So let me know in the comments down below which one of those you're more excited to see, and I will get that on to another project pretty soon. It took 2 coats of this gray paint by DIY Paints, and when you look at the first coat you can see it's not covering well. It's a lot of the reason for that is because of the brush that I use. I just used a throwaway brush, but it needs 2 coats. Now I'm putting on the metallic paint. So right away it is super shiny and beautiful. I loved how it looked. And I was just playing around seeing what it would do with different brush strokes and thicknesses, and just really getting to know the paint and the way it works, the way it moves. I made sure to get it down into all the grooves of the mirror, and then I tried to keep the brush strokes all in the same direction on each side. Once I got done, it started forming bubbles on the paint, and I do not know why. So if you know why that happened, let me know in the comments. I've never seen that happen before other than if you brush too quickly and get air bubbles, but the bubbles were showing up after, like coming up later. It was really strange. You can see them here a little bit, but the overall look of it was really neat, and once I wiped the paint with the paper towel, the bubbles went away. Here's a close-up of those bubbles. So strange. I don't know why that happened. But again, I'm just experimenting, so it's a good thing this isn't like a really expensive piece and I just ruined it somehow. When I wiped back some of the metallic paint, I loved how it looked with the gray coming through, all the brush strokes coming through. I really liked how this finish was turning out. It was looking like kind of, I don't know, like rustic but still elegant at the same time. Now I'm going to be adding my favorite thing ever to use, which is liming wax, which I also have linked in my description box in my Amazon store. I'm going to just be playing around with it, and I was kind of thinking that I could go for a galvanized look with this metallic, the pewter metallic, and then adding some like antiquing white to this mirror, but it ended up looking really kind of beachy, which is still cool. I still liked how it looked. It was still really pretty. But I put all this white liming wax into the crevices and then wiped it back using just a paper towel. Once I got the little details on the inside done, I realized that it just stood out too much compared to the rest of the mirror, so I went ahead and did a whitewash with the liming wax on the entire mirror and wiped it back. And something really neat that happened is the white paint got deep into the brush strokes from when I had done the DIY paint, because that is kind of like a chalky paint. It leaves a texture behind when you have your brush strokes showing in the paint. So then this white wax got way down in there and it made a really neat kind of wood grain effect. Again, I was just experimenting, and sometimes really great things happen when you're experimenting. Now it's time to get the paint off of the mirror. I never tape off my mirrors unless they are like in danger of being hurt by a razor blade, which most of them are not unless they're super old. But I just scrape off that extra paint and then that's it. I am done. I don't have to waste my time with tape and makes money on tape. I love using this razor blade method. Here is the final effect, and I did not go over it with any clear wax because this was just an experimental piece and I was just trying something out. But if you were going to try this, I would recommend using clear wax over the liming wax because that liming wax does not seal itself. But here is how it turned out when it was completely dried, and I really liked it, guys. It was a really fun experiment. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!